Hello, everybody. I hope you're all well. I'm okay. I'm still here in Moscow. I've decided to make a short video for you to support your study in Module 5 on population. The study of population is also called demography. So when we look at demographic change, we're looking at changes in population. And today I want to introduce population pyramids to you and have a look at Russia's population pyramid. Now, population pyramids are diagrams which show the age distribution of a population. In other words, what percentage of the population occupies different age groups. So how many of the population are 10 years old? How many of the population are 20 years old or 50-year-old, and so on. Now, the reason why population pyramids are called pyramids is because population pyramids of traditional societies do look like pyramids. So they are wider at the bottom and narrower at the top. But as you can see, Russia's population pyramid today is not really a pyramid at all. So how does a population pyramid actually work? Well, if you look at the diagram on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see that it shows the age distribution of the population. So along the bottom, along the horizontal axis at the bottom, it says per 1,000 people. So in each band rising up the table, rising vertically, we see how many people are in each age band per 1,000 people. So for example, if we take people at the age of 5, there are round about 5 people in that age group per 1,000 people in Russia. That is 5 males per 1,000 people and also 5 females per 1,000 people. So altogether, 10 out of every 1,000 people in Russia are 5 years old. So that basically is how a population pyramid works. It takes all the different age groups from 0 all the way up to, say, 95, and it looks at how many people belong to that age group in the population. Now, what you can also see in the population pyramid is it's divided into 3 sections. So the first section at the bottom is children and teenagers. Above that is people of working age, and above that is people who are older than working age. Now, some things that are noticeable about the pyramid has a large bulge in the middle. The middle part of the pyramid is wider than the areas above or below. The widest part of the pyramid is the age group round about 30 to 35. So there are more people in the 30 to 35 age group than any other age group in Russia. Roughly speaking, about 8 out of every 1,000 men in Russia and about the same number of women per 1,000 belong to the age 30 age group. So that is it. That is the largest age group in Russia. Now, why is that? Why are there these bulges? Why does the population pyramid expand in some places and contract in others? Well, one of the reasons for this is a difference between generations. So, for example, if you have a look at those aged 25, those aged 50, and those aged 75, you will notice that in each of those age bands, there are fewer people than the surrounding age bands. So, for example, there were fewer people aged 25 than aged 30. There were fewer people aged around 52 than aged around 55. And there are fewer people aged 75 than aged 80. And the reason for that, well, if we take the 75-year age group first of all, people who are now 75 in Russia were born during the Great Patriotic War. So not surprisingly, the birth rate dropped in that period. The number of births in the population dropped, and therefore that generation is a smaller generation of people than the numbers who were born before and after the Great Patriotic War. Now, when that generation reached the age of about 25, they were then ready to have children. But because there were fewer of them, there were fewer babies born 25 years later. And that's why the aged 50 age group is smaller than the age groups either side. Now, when the people who are now aged 50 had reached the age of 25 and they had children, they also had fewer children because they were a smaller generation. And that's why the number of 25-year-olds in Russia is lower than the number of 30-year-olds. Okay, so just to recap that. So there is a smaller generation born during the Great Patriotic War. That generation is now 75. There is a smaller number of people aged around 50 in Russia because those are the children of the generation that was born during the Great Patriotic War. And when those people who were born in the late 1960s reached the age of 25, they also had fewer children. That was in the 1990s, and that's why the number of 25-year-olds is lower than the number of 30 or 35-year-olds in Russia. What else can we notice from looking at the pyramid? Well, one of the interesting things about population pyramids, as we've already mentioned, is that they show gender differences. And as you can see from this diagram, there are more women than men at the upper levels of the population pyramid. In other words, among the older groups, there are more women than men, particularly round about the age of 75 to 80. And this occurs because in Russia, as in many other developed countries, life expectancy for men is lower than life expectancy for women, that women live longer. So this is more to do with the difference between the death rates among men and women at different age groups, in the older age groups. At the other end of the age scale, if you look at the infants and children, you'll notice that there are more male children than female children, and this is because there are more male births than female births. More baby boys are born than baby girls. So that explains the differences between the different genders at the younger end of the population pyramid and also the older end of the population pyramid as well. I just want to mention one other age bracket, which is the 55 to 70 age bracket. You'll notice also that there are more women than men in this age group as well. And this reflects where the difference between male and female life expectancy starts to come in Russia. Over the age of 55, men are more likely to die within the next 20 years than are women in Russia. And the main reasons for this, well, there are several different reasons. One is men are more likely to do dangerous occupations and be killed at work or killed as a result of industrial diseases. And the second is men are more likely to smoke than women and to drink heavily and therefore die from diseases related to drinking and smoking. Okay, I hope that helps you to understand the way that population pyramids work. In the next video, I'm going to talk about how population pyramids vary from one country to another today, and also how population pyramids change over time. Okay, thank you for watching, and good luck with the homework. Thank you.